Previously, Jinwoo follows the tank team and watches as they struggle against a group of demon knights. Seeing his shadow soldiers are ineffective, Jinwoo steps in, easily dodging an attack and knocking a demon down with a kick. He swiftly defeats the others with his dagger and targets the demon knight leader, who trembles in fear. Jinwoo comments, "I wondered if monsters could feel fear. Now I finally found the answer." The demon knight leader unleashed a flurry of sword strikes, but Jinwoo easily dodged every single one. Jinwoo noticed that the demons on this floor were unusually intelligent, targeting his forehead, neck, and heart with precision. He counterattacked, shattering the demon knight leader's sword. Just as he was about to deliver the final blow, the demon suddenly pleaded for mercy and surrendered. Jinwoo was startled and stopped his attack, surprised that this demon could speak human language, especially since the voice sounded like a girl's. Curious, he removed the helmet, and sure enough, the demon was a girl. She apologized and begged for forgiveness. With a puzzled expression, Jinwoo replied, "You attacked my soldiers, and now you're asking for mercy?" The demon girl explained that she had to protect this area and couldn't just stand by while her fellow demons were slaughtered like ants. In his mind, Jinwoo was baffled by this selfish demon girl. Moreover, he didn't particularly enjoy killing demons that looked like human. However, when Jinwoo lets his guard down, the demon girl secretly tries to attack him from behind. But her attack was blocked by Tusk's protective magic. Jinwoo spun around and demanded, "What do you think you're doing?" Realizing her attack failed, the demon girl broke out in a cold sweat. She immediately fell to her knees, begging for forgiveness and promising to give Jinwoo anything he wanted. Jinwoo told her he needed an entry permit. The demon girl revealed that her clan was protecting the entry permit. She also knew the location of all the entry permits on every floor of the demon castle. She promised to tell Jinwoo everything as long as her safety and that of her clan were guaranteed. Jinwoo thought it was an interesting offer, but he was unsure if he could trust this demon. He stepped closer and stared into her eyes. Making her blush, he said, "Can I trust you?" Suddenly, Bloodlust skill activated, and he unleashed a murderous intent that intimidated the demon girl. Overwhelmed by the murderous intent, the demon girl saw an endless darkness before her. She trembled in fear and broke out in a cold sweat. She assured Jinwoo that she wouldn't lie and would tell him the truth. Jinwoo spared her and promised to leave this place if she gave him the entry permit. But first, he wanted to know about the true identity of the demons. The demon girl introduced herself as Lady Esil, the eldest daughter of the Radairu clan. Jinwoo replied that this wasn't what he meant. He wanted to know if she constantly heard a voice in her head telling her to kill humans. Esil said she didn't hear it, but she did hear a voice telling her to protect the area where she lived. She used to live in the demon world, but before she knew it, she found herself in this place and heard that command. Jinwoo was shocked by this information, realizing it might be a clue to understanding the nature of his system. He then asked, "What were you doing in the demon world?" Esil answered, "War. We were preparing for war, a war against a powerful enemy that required all demons to unite and fight." Suddenly, the system started messing with Esil's head. "You have surpassed the allowed amount of information. The conversation will be interrupted." Esil suddenly felt dizzy, unable to bear the pain, and fainted. Jinwoo realized the system's interference became much stronger when Esil tried to reveal the identity of the enemy. And for some reason, the system was also trying to influence him and the human world. He thought that the enemy the demons were facing might be the key to all of this. Meanwhile, on a small island in Japan, the city lies in ruins after a devastating attack by mutant ants. A team of hunters from off the island has arrived to combat the threat. However, these monsters prove to be no ordinary foe, as they've demonstrated a surprising level of intelligence by targeting the support hunters first. This news quickly spread across the nation, even reaching South Korea, where officials were holding a meeting to discuss the issue. According to confirmed reports, the entire island's population was massacred by the ant colony within a single day. A staggering 294 civilians lost their lives before the threat was finally neutralized by a team of A-rank hunters. Members of the association were stunned to learn that Japan, renowned for its advanced hunter system in Asia, had suffered such a devastating loss. They couldn't imagine the potential consequences if these monsters were to invade South Korea. Mr. Go revealed that the island attacked by the mutant ants is located just 150 kilometers from Jeju Island. meaning they could strike any of Korea's islands at any time. Unfortunately, South Korea doesn't have the same level of manpower as Japan, and dispatching hunters to every island would be impossible. Even if they sent 1 or 2 low-rank hunters, they'd likely end up as ant food. The meeting concluded without a definitive solution. After the meeting, Mr. Go fell into deep thought, pondering who could help Korea in this dire situation. Jinchul approached him with news that Hunter Hwang Dong-soo had contacted the association in secret, offering his assistance in a raid on Jeju Island, but with a condition. In addition, a nation-level hunter was trying to contact the association, leaving Mr. Go surprised by this information. Back at the demon castle, Esil stirred from her unconscious state. Her eyes flew open, and she gasped at the pile of defeated monsters. Jinwoo said, "It seems like demons aren't very friendly with each other. These guys tried to attack you while you were asleep." Esil kneels and thanks Jinwoo for protecting her. Then, she guides Jinwoo to the demon castle of the Radairu clan's residence. After entering the castle, Esil immediately goes to her father and tells him she has brought a guest. The Demon King was shocked when he saw Jinwoo. Just what kind of guest comes to someone else's home with an army? Esil, can't you see it with your eyes? There are countless soldiers hidden in that man's shadow. The guards immediately surrounded Jinwoo. However, Jinwoo remains calm and says he promised Esil he would leave after getting the entry permit. The king thought to himself, is he the guy who's been killing demons like crazy and climbing the tower? I heard he beat Vulcan and Medas. I'm not sure I can beat him. The king asked Jinwoo if he wanted just the entry permit. Jinwoo, with his arm around Esil, requested to borrow her for a bit, making her blush. But in his mind, Jinwoo realized he needed Esil to guide him to the entry permit on each floor. Following this, the king hosted Jinwoo in the royal dining hall. Swallowing his pride at having to yield to a human's demands, the Demon King realized he had no choice but to comply rather than fight him. The king impatiently calls his servant to bring the entry permit and hands it to Jinwoo, allowing him to ascend to the 81st floor. Quickly, Jinwoo asked Esil to guide him to the next floor. Jinwoo and Esil had reached the 81st floor, the floor controlled by the Garshur clan. Esil took out a bottle of wine to use as a negotiation tool with the Garshur clan leader. However, Jinwoo rejected the idea, saying that he would do it his way. He then told Esil to wait outside the castle, as he would go in alone to destroy the Garshur clan and all the monsters within. The scene shifts to the Korean Hunters Association building. A nation-level hunter from America has arrived. He inquires about hunter Sung Jinwoo. Jinchul replies that the association is also unaware of Sung Jinwoo's whereabouts due to difficulties in tracking him. The hunter then reveals the reason for his visit. He requests that the Korean Hunters Association ban Hwang Dong-soo from entering this country. However, since the association has already taken this action, the conversation concludes quickly. Before leaving, the hunter smirks and mentions that he would have liked to assist with the raid on Jeju Island but is currently occupied. However, he hints that this could change if Korea had enough money to hire him. After the nation-level hunter left, Mr. Go told Jinchul that expecting his help for the Jeju Island raid was just wishful thinking. Jinchul reassured the chairman not to worry, as Japan had already confirmed their cooperation in the upcoming raid. Meanwhile, in the demon castle, Jinwoo rapidly ascended floor by floor, slaughtering every demon clan guarding each level. Jinwoo's level surged to 87, while Igris and Tank hit the maximum level. A system notification popped up. A promotion is available due to reaching the required level. The Shadows will be promoted if the Monarch grants permission. Do you accept their request? Jinwoo approved. Instantly, an incredibly powerful black aura enveloped Igris and Tank, its force even piercing the sky. Both Shadow Warriors were promoted, each earning a new rank. Igris from rank Knight to Elite Knight, Tank from rank Elite to rank Knight. Igris's aura evolved to match an S-rank hunter, while Tank's power evolution reached the level of a high-end A-rank hunter. Before venturing further to the 90th floor, Esil warned Jinwoo that they would soon encounter noble demon clans of the highest rank, far more formidable than the demons on the previous levels. She suggested they try negotiating, as they had with the Radairu clan, instead of immediately engaging in combat to obtain the entry permit. However, Jinwoo assured Esil not to worry, as he was determined to conquer the demon castle and elevate the Radairu clan to the top ranks. Afterward, they both ascended to the next floor. Just as Esil had predicted, the monsters on the 90th floor and above were tougher and more numerous. Despite this, Jinwoo kept climbing, until he reached the 97th floor and his status had reached level 90. Jinwoo told Esil to return to her floor, as he would handle the rest on his own. But Esil insisted on staying. She wanted to witness the final outcome of this battle. Understanding her resolve, Jinwoo allowed her to do as she wished. Together, they walked toward the magic circle to teleport to the 98th floor. Meanwhile, at Incheon International Airport, 2 hunters have just arrived in South Korea. One of them is Go-To Ruji, an S-rank hunter from Japan, accompanied by his translator. Soon, Korean Hunter Association officials came to escort them to the association's headquarters. A meeting was promptly arranged with Mr. Go. As Ruji senses the intense power, he realizes that Mr. Go is the only hunter in Asia who could rival Lu Jigang, an S-rank hunter from China. Likewise, Mr. Go recognized Ruji as an extraordinary individual, given that 11 out of Japan's 21 S-rank hunters were members of Go-To Ruji's guild, Draw Sword. This made Draw Sword the largest guild in Asia after China's. Hanekawa, the Japanese translator, introduces herself and relays Go-To Ruji's message. Ruji explains that their visit to Korea is to offer assistance. He proposes forming a joint team of top hunters from Korea and Japan to attack the ant colony on Jeju Island. Hanekawa then handed over the ant investigation data collected by Japan. Ruji explained that while each ant was as strong as a top-rank hunter, they had a fatal weakness, a lifespan of only 1 year. In other words, if the ant queen died, all the ants would perish within a year, and Jeju Island would be freed from the colony. Mr. Go acknowledged that the plan sounded realistic, but pointed out that killing the ant queen would mean battling thousands of protective soldier ants. Ruji outlined his strategy with precision. 10 of Japan's 11 S-rank hunters would serve as bait, drawing out the swarm of ants from their nest on Jeju Island. Meanwhile, South Korean hunters would sneak in using helicopters, targeting the ant queen. Once they succeeded in killing the queen, they would immediately evacuate. The room buzzed with astonishment at Japan's bold offer. Mr. Go wondered why Ruji was willing to help South Korea to such an extent, even sending 10 S-rank hunters. Although the strategy had potential, Mr. Go doubted if the Korean hunters could defeat the queen. He believed that if Hunter Sung Jinwoo joined, their chances would be significantly higher. Moreover, the association couldn't delay any longer before the ants evolved and invaded South Korea. The meeting concluded with Mr. Go stating that the association would decide after reviewing the data and creating a concrete operational plan. In Ruji's mind, this was merely a strategic move to achieve his ambition. By aiding South Korea in the Jeju Island raid, he saw a golden opportunity to elevate his status and become a nation-level hunter. The scene shifted to the demon castle. Jinwoo and Esil had finally reached the 100th floor, a place known as a living nightmare. The floor was enveloped in extreme cold and absolute darkness, so thick that not even a sliver of natural light could penetrate. A moment later, a fearsome wyvern soared into view, its wings slicing through the frigid air. As it landed, a terrifying figure emerged, standing atop the beast. This was Demon King Baran, the final boss of the demon castle. Jinwoo sensed an unnatural surge of power from the figure, a doubt creeping into his mind about his chances of victory. Overwhelmed by fear, Esil's eyes widened as the Demon King's imposing presence filled her vision. Jinwoo noticed the Demon King's wyvern wasn't a demon. He thought he might be able to extract its shadow. The Demon King took to the skies on his wyvern, raising his sword and activating his skill, Hell's Army. Instantly, dozens of magic portals appeared from the ground, and from these portals emerged thousands of high-ranked demon troops surrounding them. In unison, the demon army charges. Esil panicked and asked what they should do now, but Jinwoo says not yet. As the demon horde closes in, Jinwoo suddenly activates his skill, Domain of the Monarch, creating a shadow domain that spanned a vast area. The moment the demons step inside, Jinwoo shouted, "Come out!" In an instant, shadow warriors burst from the ground, their weapons cutting through the advancing demons and felling them with lethal precision. The Shadow Generals charged into the fray. Igris slashed through the demons with precise legs, while Iron and Tank met any who dared approach with brutal force, their relentless assault leaving a trail of destruction. Tusk unleashed explosive magic, tearing through the enemy ranks before they could reach his master. Esil watched the fierce battle in awe, torn between supporting Demon King Baran, the ruler, or Jinwoo, the invader. Meanwhile, Baran grins at the fight unfolding before him. He released lightning breath from his mouth and sent it into the sky, instantly darkening the heavens as a raging storm crackles with lightning and strikes in all directions. Jinwoo quickly protected Esil from the lightning strikes. He realized this wasn't ordinary lightning. If he doesn't stop this lightning magic, his shadow will be destroyed and his mana will be drained. Jinwoo leaps onto nearby structures and launches himself into the air, aiming for the wyvern's wings. However, Baran intercepted the attack, swinging his sword and knocking him to the ground. Not stopping there, Baran unleashed another lightning breath. Jinwoo, who noticed this attack, quickly got up and dodged, but the attack continued to follow him. In a desperate moment, Tusk aids Jinwoo from afar, launching a fiery blast that collides with the lightning. The powerful blaze overpowers the lightning attack, allowing the flames to consume Baran and his wyvern, sending them crashing to the ground. Seeing this, Jinwoo thought he was lucky, as his choice to give the magic orb to Tusk was the right call. Jinwoo quips, "You've finally come down. I was getting pretty tired of looking up." Emerging from the thick smoke, Baran steps forward, his terrifying aura pulsing with dark energy, his eyes glowing like embers. Without hesitation, he unleashes another lightning breath, scorching the air around him. However, Tusk quickly blocked the attack with him of protection. Jinwoo was frustrated because Baran kept launching attacks at him and didn't give him time to recover his mana. He knows he must end this fight quickly before his mana is completely depleted. Iron attacked Baran with his axe, but Baran easily shattered the axe with one blow and impaled Iron with his sword, making him vanish instantly. Igris leapt into the air and delivered a quick slash. However, Baran stops the attack with his bare hand and quickly unleashes lightning breath, disintegrating Igris on the spot. Seizing the opportunity, Jinwoo attacked Baran from the side, activating Vital Strike. However, Baran managed to deflect the attack with his sword. With a quick reaction, Baran grabbed Jinwoo's head, lifted him into the air, and prepared to deliver the finishing slash with his sword. But just in time, Jinwoo summoned Iron and Igris and stopped the slash. Taking advantage of Baran's distraction, Jinwoo stabs his left arm with daggers, while Igris impales his right arm, making him unable to move. However, Baran unleashed a wave of lightning magic, creating a devastating explosion that obliterated Igris and Iron and sent Jinwoo flying backward. Tension crackles in the air as Jinwoo and Baran brandish their daggers, and the final showdown begins. They charge at each other with blinding speed, exchanging fierce blows. But amid the clash, Baran suddenly releases a point-blank lightning breath. Jinwoo swiftly deflects the attack, but the force knocks the daggers out of his hands. Seizing the opportunity, Baran lunged forward with his dagger, but with quick reflexes, Jinwoo grabbed Baran's arm and pinned him in place. However, Baran's maw gaped open, poised for the killing blow. Knowing he was cornered, Jinwoo resigned himself to his fate. Suddenly, a minor distraction struck Baran on the head. It was Esil, throwing her weapon in a desperate attempt to help. Seeing the Demon King distracted, Jinwoo seizes the opportunity. He activates Dominator's Touch, gripping Baran's arm with all his strength and twisting it until it snaps. In his final moments, he delivers a crushing blow to Baran's jaw. The impact generates a powerful shockwave that sends the Demon King's head flying from his body. A system notification pops up. You defeated Demon King Baran. You obtained Baran's soul. Suddenly, Jinwoo collapsed on the ground. Exhausted after the intense battle, Esil rushed over, worried about his condition. But Jinwoo just smiled and said, "Esil, tell your father the Radairu clan has claimed first place." Upon hearing those words, Esil's eyes welled up with tears. Minutes later, sunlight began to break through the dark sky. That concludes this episode. Thank you for watching. Peace.